We are the Morning X, and the announcement was this morning. If you missed it, you're not in the early crew, you should be in the early crew. That way you know. So let's move on. I'm kidding. On the 11th of July, Thursday, something is happening at 7:05 that will change everything on this show. It's not Jimmy. I've already gotten some emails.
It ain't JB.
Oh, is Jimmy coming back? Jimmy comes back every month or so and says, hey, what's going on?
When he's ready.
He's always welcome.
When he's ready, yeah.
He's got houses to sell, people. But something is happening. You won't want to miss it. Especially, well, I'm not even going to say anything. 7:05, next Thursday. Please be here. Right now, Celebrity Sleaze presented by McDonald's. The best part about working at McDonald's is the people.
Barnes, shall we go to the courtroom?
Let's
do it. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, remember the armorer in the Rust case?
Yes.
She's claiming prosecutors buried information that would have helped her prove the gun in the fatal shooting might have fired without Alec Baldwin pulling the trigger.
What?
Yeah, she's claiming that prosecutors were sitting on evidence during her recent manslaughter trial that resulted in her conviction. Yeah, they're sitting on evidence. She said prosecutors buried a report showing that the gun had unexplained alterations to the trigger that were unlikely the result of the FBI's trigger testing. It did not appear to be the original manufacturing marks. Now, I know this is getting technical, but she is saying that I don't think she's basically saying he didn't pull the trigger.
And his case is starting soon.
His case is starting very soon.
So, wow.
And speaking of his case, yes, the judge in his case upholds his involuntary manslaughter charge for a third time.
This must be the reason he's moving forward with all this other stuff, like his reality show and all that, because he thinks it's not going to be a factor. But that is interesting. I have not heard that.
He is insisting he did not pull the trigger nor know why the gun contained live ammunition.
Whoa.
But he is going to court anyway. And here's one other courtroom thing for you. Multiple people may be charged in Matthew Perry's ketamine death after this police investigation. Have you heard about this?
I heard that they're threatening other people, but that they were trying to go through the post office or whatever to find out who gave it to him?
Yeah, they're trying to find out who these people were that were selling him the ketamine. I mean, this story is explosive. So let's see who else is going to be involved. Here's one for you. Paris Hilton revealing she was abused as a teen by the staff at the Provo Canyon School in Utah. Now, she has talked about that school before, but she testified at Capitol Hill advocating for child welfare and bringing awareness to the abuse children experience in the U.S. welfare system.
When I was 16 years old, I was ripped from my bed in the middle of the night and transported across state lines to the first of 4 youth residential treatment facilities. These programs promised healing, growth, and support, but instead did not allow me to speak, move freely, or even look out a window for 2 years. I was force-fed medications and sexually abused by the staff. I was violently restrained and dragged down hallways, stripped naked, and thrown into solitary confinement.
Barnes, are you following everything happening with the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I'm happy to say I'm not.
Sherry Whitfield not feeling confident about the future of the Real Housewives of Atlanta on the heels of Kenya Moore's controversial exit. You want to know why she had a controversial exit?
Well, they're all controversial. Is this promotion for the next season or something? What is it?
Well, she's been put on pause for allegedly showing posters of a newcomer, Brittany Eady, performing oral sex.
Oh.
What?
There's some promotion.
Yeah. And I guess now Kenya Moore's salary is now being exposed. $89,000 a month. About $1 million annually. Yeah. Despite her income, I guess Mark Daly has agreed to pay child support. That's pretty, she's been put on pause, but they said they're open for her to come back to the show.
Well, that's much better than our $89 a week we get for doing this show. So kudos to her for reeling that in. Good job.
Did you have to reveal that?
Well, I'm just keeping it real.
Here's another revelation for you, and I didn't know this. Woody Harrelson disclosing his 3-year hiatus, cell phone hiatus. Can you imagine?
How?
Citing a desire for connection without constant accessibility. Here he is shedding some light on his digital detox.
And let me explain something about Woody. He doesn't have a phone.
I like to be in touch with people in a way, but I don't like the appendage on my appendage. You know, like where, I've given it up now, 3.5 years. I just finally, I wanted to be able to be in like if I were out to dinner with you, right? And there's just a lull in the conversation. Oh, I'm on the thing. Oh, yeah, You know, and I'm back down to the device and
I can vouch for that. I've told the story before, but Jimmy and I went to lunch with Woody Harrelson at Sunflower Cafe on Peachtree.
I forgot about that.
You were out of town. He had no device, no nothing, no one bothering him, but I'm sure he's got people that have a cell phone, because how else can someone like that with a lot going on get stuff done? But he did not. I mean, when you're with him, you're with him. It's a trip, kind of.
Ed Sheeran's the same way. Like,
really?
Remember he said, yes. I think it's interesting. Like, how do you get in touch with your client if you're his manager? No cell phone.
You have millions of dollars, so you have a person.
You got a person. I love this. You know, everyone's been talking about the Nepo baby thing. Well, Emma Roberts is now calling out George Clooney. I actually love this.
Why? What? For what?
Yeah, well, she was talking about, because, you know, everybody says she's a Nepo baby, right? Because of her aunt, Julia Roberts, right? And she's saying, well, hey, nobody ever talks about George Clooney, you know? Rosemary Clooney was his aunt. Everyone talks about all the women, but nobody talks about George Clooney. So good for you, Emma Roberts.
Let's also note that George Clooney looks like a freaking male model and can act.
And the older he gets, he's like fine wine.
He's not exactly a fraud.
No, he's not. Oh, Bam Margera in trouble again? What? Yes, former Jackass star Bam Margera pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct after an altercation with his brother at their home near Philadelphia. It included assault charges, threats to family members occurring during a 2-week visit last year. Now clean and sober, he will serve 6 months on probation, ending a very lengthy legal case. That's tough when it's like when family members are involved, right?
But your headline's kind of laughable. Bam Margera in trouble again.
Yeah.
Okay, when is your headline? Bam Margera, Citizen of the Year. Not.
I did not like to hear this next story. Not peace in the world, Barnes. Vanna White reportedly considering leaving Wheel of Fortune due to not jiving with Ryan Seacrest.
I mean, you knew this was going to be a thing.
You know, she renegotiated her salary, which I thought was very good, but there are rumors she may want to leave sooner. An insider claims that White and Seacrest aren't connecting as she did with Pat Sajak. Well, it's a new relationship. It takes time to build the chemistry.
But you know what? This is angst from her point of view, I think, because Ryan Seacrest is a very easy person to get along with. I've never heard negativity, and firsthand, we know him from Atlanta. I mean, he's a nice guy. I mean, he doesn't need to be cutthroat. The guy's got a bazillion dollars. I think she's upset about something that's not unrelated, but he's the trigger.
Maybe that, you know, he's the shiny new kid on the block. Who knows?
And she knows that her days are limited because it's just getting to the end of her career.
Yes.
Just like ours.
Same
thing. I mean,
Thank you.
Look, it's plug the holes. This thing is sinking,
dude.
people.
Let's get out of here. That's your celebrity sleaze.